everybody. Oh my God, this is kind of crazy. For those of you who know me, I'm Jess, and I am ridiculously vulnerable shooting this yoga video with my beautiful daughter Megan as my model. I am 3 weeks post-surgery and still not on full yoga release, but I feel like in this time and in this space, we need yoga for healing now more than ever. So I invite you to join us for this simple grounding practice. It's accessible to everyone, all ages, all types, post-surgery, like wherever you are. I invite you to come as you are. I invite you to do what you can, and let's work together to create peace and healing for ourselves and for each other. So as we arrive today in our practice, I'm going to show you two setups. So one is my own, since I can't be on the ground. My surgeon insisted I am not to practice yoga on the ground. So I am in a chair and I'm seated, and I have the luxury of yoga blocks, but you might have books at home, or any number of things, roughly this size and shape. They can support your practice. And Megan has blocks, second wind blocks. Shout out to Vince. We love him and all his mats. And she has a yoga strap. And for those of us that practice yoga on a regular basis, we do have these props, and we're so lucky that in our family we have them. But when you're at home and you don't have an established practice, and maybe you've never done yoga before, but you've heard me rave about it, and so here you are watching, maybe you have a scarf. Those of you who live in New England, like 70% of my friends and family, you have a scarf. So grab a scarf. It's a great time to use a scarf when we call for a strap. Megan has a yoga blanket, and they're like a certain size and shape, but really any blanket will work. And because we're working at a restorative, soft, slow pace, we're really going to focus on comfort. So find your favorite blanket. Find the one you like to curl up with when you're reading or having a cup of tea or doing any of those wonderful things you do to take care of yourself in your home space. Now, Megan has a bolster. We're going to do some props with a bolster. We're also going to try to show you in this space how to do them without a bolster. And that's really all you need to get ready. So have a couple of pillows. If you want a chair, follow me. If you want or have access to a yoga setup at whatever level you have it at home, go ahead and prepare that now. And so as we arrive for our practice, as those of you who have come to my class know, music is a huge part of the way that I both tune in and sequence a class. But since this technology is new to me, we are going to be practicing without music. And I'm going to do my best to walk you through and guide you through your own personal presence in your body. So let's take an opportunity to find a comfortable seat. Now, it looks like for Megan, cross-legged looks good. If you want, sometimes when you're on the ground, taking your bolster or your blocks under your bottom can kind of lift your pelvis up and help your knees drop a little bit. I'm gonna sit back in my chair and I'm gonna cross my legs and allow my knees to kind of drop down, which puts gentle arch in the back, but we're just gonna tune in here. So as we arrive, go ahead and place your hands wherever they feel comfortable. And I invite you to close your eyes if you feel safe to do this. And as we arrive in our practice, I invite you to just begin to tune in to yourself, to your body in this place, in this time. Beginning to notice the areas of your body that are holding on to tension. No need to change or judge, just to become aware of any tension that might exist, starting at the top of your head Notice, is your forehead furrowed? Is your jaw locked or tight? Is your neck tense? Notice, are you clenching your teeth? Are your shoulders height or soft? Just begin to become aware. And as you continue this scan through your upper back, your mid-back and heart center, your low back and belly, just notice any tightness, any sticky spots. And then begin to feel the weight of your body resting on the earth. Supported, grounded. Begin to feel all of the spots that touch the earth. Perhaps your feet, your heels, your ankles, your thighs, your sits bones. And now I invite you to begin to notice the quality of the breath you brought with you today. Notice, is that breath smooth and round, or short, choppy? Again, just begin to notice. We have the weight of the entire world on our shoulders. Changes happening so fast. Stressors coming at us from all directions, affecting the tension of our body, the quality of that breath. And as we arrive in our practice, I invite you to call your hands to heart center. We can take a moment to set a personal intention, something for which you'd like to manifest in your life, or in this moment, or these moments, with your practice, with your breath, with these soft, subtle movements of your body. What is your intention? As we move beyond ourselves into our environment and the world beyond, can we take a moment to call in peace and compassion and healing for every human, for every life on this planet? There is not one who is not affected when one is affected. So may our practice collectively here in this community bring peace and healing to ourselves, to each other, and to the world around us. Let's take a deep breath in. As you fill yourself up to the tippy top, send that intention to every cell of your being. As you exhale, release that intention into the world around you. One more time, big deep breath in, this time bathing all the spaces between the cells of your being. Fill yourself up to the tippy top. As you exhale, may it be so with every breath. We're going to release our hands back down to our laps and start with a breathing exercise that is particularly good to know in times of stress and worry. We take our breath with us wherever we go. And so let's begin to breathe together. As you inhale through your nose for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. At the top of the breath, pause. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Pause, 7. Exhale, 8. Inhale for 4. Pause, 7. Exhale for 8. As you release that final breath, take another inventory. Just notice your body, your breath in this space and time. Perhaps you were able to tap into a sense of peace, perhaps not. Perhaps that comes with practice for you. So as we arrive here today, let's begin to work on the length of our spine. So I just want you to feel your sits bones. And if you're in a seat, sometimes it helps to scoot yourself forward so you can really feel your sits bones. For those of us with a little extra flesh, you can move that flesh around and feel that grounding, because right now, drawing ourselves back to the earth and into our body takes us out of the stressors and anxiety that we are creating in our head. So feel your sits bones firm and strong. And then I want you to begin to notice the space here between your pelvic bones and the bottom of your rib cage. And just kind of feel into that area. Notice, can you lengthen your spine, make it taller? Can you create any space here? Sometimes just inviting your body to do that will create some core muscle support. And then notice your heart space. Send your heart forward, open, dropping the shoulders down the back. Let's take a deep breath in. Soften your belly. Allow your belly to be soft. Even though your lungs don't reside there, you make more space and ease. As you exhale, draw that belly button in towards your spine. Let's focus on our cervical spine or our neck now. So you notice the natural curve that's happening in your neck. So I just invite you to lengthen like you had a string through the crown of your head, drawing you high towards the sky. Lighten the space between each vertebrae. As you rise that spine high, gently tuck your chin and just feel the awake aliveness, the awareness of that posture. Noticing any areas that feel resistant to this lengthening, to this opening. Softening those shoulders again, unlocking the jaw, allowing the tongue to be soft. When we create peace in our body with this subtle, mindful awareness, we bring peace with us in every breath. Drawing our hands back to heart center. Let's inhale, reach, and rise our arms high. Big, deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your right hand to your left knee. So go ahead and take a gentle seated twist. Now, find that twist. Now, for those of you on the ground, you can go ahead and place your hand on the earth to deepen your twist. Maybe you need a block to draw the earth closer. For those in the chair, you might grab the chair to lever your twist. But let's just arrive here in the gentle twist first. And let this deepening of the twist unfold slowly. So as you inhale again, invite the belly to soften. Draw in a full deep breath, front to back, left to right, wide lungs. As you exhale, deepen that twist any amount more. our practice, in our bodies, we're teachers, yoga instructors, but your body is in fact your best guide. So we never want to go farther in my class than you feel safe to do, especially since I can't keep visual contact with you to help your practice. It's important that you tune in and listen to the messages from your body, because though we seek sensation in a twist, we never reach for pain. So let's inhale again together. Big deep breath in. As you exhale, send that crown high, tuck the chin, and take a deeper twist, perhaps turning to look over the left shoulder if your neck allows. And when you find the depth of twist, slowly begin to arrive here. Stay where you are in that delicious twist, but breathe deeply, inviting that belly to soften as you inhale full and round. Exhaling, enjoying the ringing of the spine that happens in that gentle twist. We're going to take one more big deep breath here together. As we exhale, slowly unwind. Come back to center for a noticing breath. Just begin to feel the heat, the length, any tension that's building, any compression that happens, any opening. We're searching to unlayer the stress, unlayer the fascial body, unlayer the muscular, the physical, but also the emotional body. So bringing our hands back to heart center. I like to bring my awareness back to my intention in these moments, but this is your practice. Inhale, reach and rise high. Big deep breath. Our seat is firm and grounded. For those of you who are in a chair, really plant your feet as well. Reach and rise. That space between the pelvis and the rib cage is rising high. As we exhale, come down, bringing that left hand to the right knee. And then with our right arm, you can come behind yourself, levering the chair to deepen your twist, using a block, maybe finding your hand on the earth if you're seated. And then tuning into the breath. Inhale, belly soft. Exhale, deepening the twist. Any amount more. So we inhale, belly softens, lengthening through the spine, keeping that long, soft crown as we exhale and deepen that twist. Or perhaps you found your edge. You use that breath to deliver ease where your body feels effort. Exhale, enjoy the gentle ringing of your spine. Let's take one more big deep breath here. As we exhale and slowly come back to center. Noticing breath. Very nice. So we are going to do a side stretch before we move into another position. So Megan, if you want to use your block, we'll start here on the left side. I'm going to slide my second chair over. So what I want you to do is place your hand so it's firm and strong and supported. So the left hand might be on the block. For some of you who couldn't find a block or don't have a block, it might be on the ground. But we're gonna begin to really tune in to our body awareness, because yoga doesn't have to be super challenging to be effective. This really is about becoming mindful and aware in our body. So if you just like go over into a side bend that's not active and awake and alive, you're not getting as much out of it as you do when you completely increase your awareness. So start with that palm firm and strong. I'm gonna grab a block. That feels like a height where I can keep a natural bend in the elbow. I don't want to lock my elbow, that would be unsafe. So finding a place where I can keep that natural bend in the elbow, but we're gonna unfold again into our side twist very slowly. So we're gonna inhale, reach, and rise high and straight. So tuning into that breath, inhale, belly soft. Exhale, belly button towards the spine. Really send those 5 fingers high. Can you feel all 5 fingers flare? Can you feel the skin stretch across your palm? Your wrist is awake and alive and active. If you give a gentle twist to your arm here, you can feel different sets of muscles that engage to support you. So just tune in and be right here, because this is enough. And if your neck and shoulder don't allow for this, come back to a neutral position. We can find side bends in other ways. So we'll continue to work here. We'll come back for those of you who are struggling. Inhale again, keep that armpit awake and alive and reaching. As you exhale, slowly begin to get into that side body. So I'm bending into my supporting left elbow, keeping my hips square and firm. I start to feel that sensation that comes all the way from my fingers, down my arm, my armpit, my side body. All of those tiny intercostal muscles that support my rib cage are beginning to say hello. So take a breath here. Really notice that awareness. So inhale, widen the rib cage. Really allow softness to spread with your breath. As you exhale, reaching any amount more, keeping those hips square, you begin to notice that sensation through the side bend. So Megan, for you, as you continue to explore here, inhale, soften, exhale, reach, and find your edge. For those who had a tough time bringing that arm up, we can take our hand to our shoulder and drop. If that's accessible to you, you can leave your hand at your side, inhale straight, and just send that side body away, maybe bringing the hand to the opposite knee. We're getting right here. This is where we're searching for our sensation. But I invite you to really tune into the needs of your body. And if you're getting a sensation of pain, this is counterproductive, right? So let's come back to the place where you feel sensation and work with our breath. Because a practice is just that, it's a practice. This is a beginning. This is one time, this is one breath. And maybe today, this is your side stretch, and maybe tomorrow this becomes your side stretch. Who knows? Or maybe it's the other way around. Today you have easy access into the side body. Tomorrow, not so much. But as long as you stay active through these fingers, through this palm, feel into that armpit. Megan, I'm going to invite you, as we're here in this side stretch, your gaze can be down towards your mat. Your gaze can be forward. I want you to experiment with looking up, if that's safe for your neck. And if you find some point in the middle, take yours, because your body knows. It's self-healing, self-regulating, and where you can find that ease, opening into the side body is your best bet. Now, as we arrive here, I invite you to start to open that side body up by opening the underside of that arm, perhaps coming forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale, open. Perhaps your gaze looks up. Exhale. Let's sweep forward. Let's take one more big deep breath, softening all those areas that are stretching as you exhale. Enjoy that stretch completely. With your next inhale, reach and rise. Coming back to center. Let's take a noticing breath. I don't know about you, but my right arm is now longer than my left arm. Can you feel that? Yeah, it's kind of cool. So I'm not going to put my shoulder over here. I'm going to work from my lap, I guess, because I can't really put a chair on you. That would be a little unfair. So let's inhale, reach, and rise high in the left arm. Keep those fingers flared, palm, skin stretched, everything awake and alive. Sometimes in class I look out and people are like this and I'm like, no, just come back here. It's way better than being like this. But I just want you to notice in your body how far you can go with that aliveness from the tips of your fingers all the way to your hip. So inhale here, exhale, slowly unfold. So as you start to tip into the side body, stop at the first sensation of stretch and then notice. Go ahead and breathe into that sensation. As you exhale, deepen. We're really taking our time to slowly unfold here. So inhale, big, soft, awake, alive in the hands. Exhale, deepen. And then Meg, I'm going to invite you to find your edge on your own. I'm going to come back to the alternative, which is to bring that hand to the shoulder. Inhale. As we exhale, we start to rise that elbow if this is available to you. And then just begin to notice, maybe the arm stays down and back. We're wide across the collarbones, but we begin to feel that tension from the hip up through the side body. But be mindful of the compression that's happening on the opposite side. This is why I like to have that block in that chair and would normally move it over, because keeping that leverage prevents you from over compressing the side of the body and reaching too far. So Meg, if you want to take a look here with your head, you can keep the gaze towards the sky, towards the middle, towards the earth, whatever feels right in your body. But let's begin to explore a little bit with movement from front to back. So inhale, open that underarm up towards the sky. As you exhale, come forward. Inhale, open, heart towards the sky. Exhale, sweep forward. Inhale one more time. Exhale, back to center. We'll inhale here at center. Final enjoyment of the stretch. With our next inhale, sweep and return to center. A noticing breath. Okay, so for Meg, she's going to build a neutral tabletop for us, because we're going to begin to flow. Our body and our breath is the union, just one of many. But yoga means to join, like yoga or to yoke means to join. And in many ways, this physical practice that we do called asana is only one limb of yoga, and it's not the first and it's not the second. So here we're going to begin to move our body with our breath. So to build a neutral tabletop, Megan's knees are going to be hips width distance apart roughly, stacked directly below her hips, her hands below her shoulders. And then there's a couple of options for your toes. Can you see the toes? Okay, can't see the toes. You're gonna feel your own toes in the practice. So there's a couple of options. One is to press the tops of your feet into the earth. And the other is to tuck your toes and keep them active. Now, for some people, I am one of these weird people that likes to go back and forth, or depending on the day or the surgery, as it were. But Meg, I invite you to take what's comfortable for you, and if, at any time you want to switch that up. Now, a blanket is something I ask everybody in my class to grab, and this is one of those opportunities where you can use it to bring some support to your knees, because our knees are kind of like bony and the earth is firm. I like to make mine wide enough that my hands, or more importantly my wrists and knees, have softness and protection, but this is a personal choice. So I invite you to take some time really to find comfort. And if this is not accessible or safe for you, come on up in the chair. We're gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna walk Megan through her cat-cow, and then we're gonna do the chair variation. So as she finds her neutral tabletop, the spine is neutral, her crown is forward, she's gonna inhale, belly drops, face and tail rise towards the sky. As she exhales, she's gonna tuck her tail, arch her back up towards the sky, chin to chest, belly to spine. Release the breath. Inhale, belly softens, drops, face and tail rise towards the sky. Exhale, tuck your tail, arch your back, chin to chest. Now I'm going to invite you, Meg, to continue at the pace of your own slow, deep breath. And as I draw the palms of my hands to the back of my head, I tune back into that spine, finding that neutral spine. My sits bones are firm. And as I begin to breathe, I inhale, heart open, gentle bend in the back, my armpits stretching. Exhale, drawing my elbows together, curling my spine, chin to chest. Inhale, big deep breath, heart opens, belly softens, head and tail reaching. Exhale, tuck the tail, curl the spine, chin to chest. Inhale deeply. Really feel that heart center, gentle massage of the kidneys and the low back. As we exhale, releasing that breath, move slow. See if you can tune into each tiny space between your vertebrae. Inhale deeply. You can support the weight of your head for those of you seated with the palms of your hands, but I encourage you as you exhale and draw your elbows together, don't haul on your neck. Just allow this motion to come from your spine. One more big deep breath in. Long, slow release of the breath. Returning to a neutral tabletop. I'm going to walk Megan through another gentle spinal twist. So this time you're going to stay right there. Do you want to put your hair up? You're welcome to do that. This is about your comfort. We're going to thread the needle. And so again, we start from that neutral tabletop. And I like, for me, I like to teach it in my class a little differently than I was taught. And I learned this in my yoga for all training with Diane Bondi, and I think it's really a really great approach for anyone who's starting out or new to a practice, or has any level. It's always nice to try a new posture anyway. So this would be the neutral tabletop. What I'm going to ask Megan to do is put her left hand a little forward and towards the middle of her mat. Yep, perfect. Now, what this is going to do is allow her to inhale, reach, and rise her right arm high towards the sky. Now, we're going to flow for a minute. As you exhale, Meg, go ahead and draw your hand down. Thread that needle under the left arm. Keep a hover. Release the breath. Twist. Inhale, reach, and rise. Exhale. Slowly hover. Release the breath. Twist. One more big deep breath in. Reach, rise, wide across the collarbones. As we exhale, this time she's going to thread the needle and welcome her right shoulder and right ear down to the earth. Beautiful. Now, do you feel safe here? Do you feel stable here? Okay, when you find that space where would you like some costume assistance? We didn't plan very well we can edit this out. We can put this on the blooper reel. You are such a good sport. So as she comes down to rest, we're going to explore where her left hand stays. So go ahead, this is great. This is good practice for people who are like, what are they doing, these little pretzels? Wait, move the left hand center forward. Nice. There you go. Very good. Now, for some people, depending on the length of your torso and the tension in your body, this is going to feel like a lot. And if it's too much, we listen to our body first. It is our best teacher. If you can do something to soften the compression or pain or sensation, you can draw a blanket in to support your shoulders. For some people with a long torso and a tight shoulder, I bring a bolster in to support the shoulder perhaps and head, but I want you to make this practice your own, because that is the yoga. The yoga is tuning into the messages that are coming from your body, listening to them and learning from them. So she's arrived in a spot where she feels safe. So your option is to keep your left hand right where it is, or you can reach that left hand forward towards the top of your mat, and you can stay on that left side too if you want. Like, you can tent the fingers here to stay active, where you press the pads of the fingers into the ground, but draw the palm up. That's an option. Or if you'd like, you can bind that left hand right around the small of the back. There are lots of different ways to express this posture, and that's really deep. So because we look for a practice that is comforting and supportive and grounding, maybe allowing enough to be enough is our practice today. Becoming aware of our opportunity to receive one last full round of breath here. Upon exhalation, those of you who have chosen to bind behind the small of the back, go ahead and unwind that left arm, drawing the palm of the hand to the earth beneath your left shoulder. Now what this is going to do is allow us to make contact with the ground, begin to take the weight of our upper body, rising up, inhale, reach, rise that right hand again, exhale, and come back to a neutral tabletop. Very nice. So before we work the other side, I'm going to let Megan take a little break in child's pose. So a couple of options for child's pose. My favorite is big toes together, knees wide. Megan is going to take whatever one she wants. you can take whatever you like. See, the width of your knees is totally up to you. I like knees wide. It accommodates all sorts of things for me and allows me to really deepen the stretch. But if you'd like to keep your knees together and fold your body, she's reaching her hands long for extended child's pose. And when you find that spot, okay, I want to take a moment I'm going to do child's pose in a chair, which is kind of cool. I learned this from Judith Hansen-Lassiter, another wonderful teacher. I have had incredible teachers, including Christine Raffa. And Judith taught us to do a restorative child's pose in a chair. So I want to show this to you, because for those of us with knee issues, some might, again, just be post-surgical and can't get down on the ground. Child's pose is a wonderful, glorious, comforting, resting posture. So I'm going to turn my chair slightly, and I'm going to bring this chair over. I'm going to use at least a bolster here, at least a bolster. And I'm going to draw that bolster right in. And as you can see, my spine, I'm sending my seat away, my knees are bent, so we're in a very similar position. I just don't have the pressure of my body on my knees. And this allows me to kind of hold my bolster and release my body. Now, a blanket can be super helpful because depending on you, it might be nice to have an additional layer or even some added support for your head as you come to rest in child's pose. Now, again, I have the luxury of a full-size bolster, and I don't know how I would have recovered from surgery without 10 full-size bolsters in our house, because we have, a nest of 5 on the first floor and a nest of 5 on the second floor, and I've spent a majority of the last 2 weeks in one or the other. So to activate a passive posture, I'm going to invite Megan to take a big deep breath in, softening her belly. As you exhale, Meg, send your tail towards your heels. Notice the sensation of that stretch. So there's two ways to arrive. For some people, coming into silence, coming into softness, coming into stillness and quiet can be challenging. Sometimes keeping your awareness on that breath as you inhale, belly soften. Big deep breath as you exhale, tail towards the heels to activate. Or perhaps you choose rest. I like to take a moment, particularly for those of you with your forehead on the earth. If you're in a seated posture, change cheeks. We're at the halfway mark. We like to even it out. But I'm going to come out of my child's pose and invite each and every one of you to notice your forehead on the earth. The center of our forehead is often referred to as our third eye center. And this is a powerful energy center in our body. You see, so often we spend our time looking outside of ourselves for answers, when in fact this incredible 37 trillion cell self-healing mechanism has them for you. And our ability to find them is enhanced by our ability to look with it. So just take a moment to roll your forehead to the left and to the right. Feel the ground beneath that third eye center. And coming back to center, coming back to stillness, with your eyes closed, gaze firm and strong. Begin to feel that energy you create with that internal gaze, and then relax your eyes. Allow yourself to be present with this connection. Again, this connection available to you just like your breath, wherever you are, wherever you go, whatever you experience. Meg, I invite you to draw your hands into prayer position, palms together, and reach and rise those hands over your head. I'd just like to take a moment to honor the power of that knowing, that self-healing, because it's available to each and every one of us. Giving yourself a moment of gratitude for your ability to breathe, for your ability, for your body to answer the call for movement, for presence, your own innate ability to heal yourself and to heal others, simply by being yourself. When you feel bathed in this gratitude, take one more big deep breath. Allow that honor to sink deeper. As you exhale, returning the palms of your hands to the earth, we'll walk them back beneath the shoulders, taking the weight of the upper body. We're going to press up into a neutral tabletop, and let's even out our needle. Why don't we take a round of cat-cow here? So a cool thing about cat-cow, it's like totally helps your flexibility. You can do it seated, you can do it on the ground. You're gonna find that neutral tabletop. Inhale, belly drops, face and tail towards the sky. Exhale, tuck your tail, arch your back, chin to chest. Keep going at your breath, Meg. Do it maybe two more times. They say we're as old as our spine is flexible. So cat-cow, baby. It keeps you young and alive and awake and present. Beautiful. Coming back to center, this time you're going to take your right hand towards the middle center of your mat. Yep. We're going to inhale. Now I'm going to try to work with you here in the chair. I haven't It's unthread the needle, I'm sure, so I don't know what I'm doing, if I'm being honest. But inhale, reach and rise your left arm high. As you exhale, draw that hand down, hover over the earth, release the breath and twist. Inhale, reach and rise really wide across the collarbones. Exhale, thread the needle, release the breath and twist. One more big deep breath in, wide across the collarbones. This one's going to carry us into our twist. As you exhale, thread the needle as you come down on that shoulder. Go ahead and find some safety here and decide, do you extend long through the right hand? Do you keep it right where it is? Do you tent your hands? Do you bind behind the small of your back? And just notice. See if you can invite a sense of presence and peace in these moments of stillness. Now for some of us, we arrive in a still posture and the monkey mind won't stop. And if that's you, and on any given day, it could be any of us, I invite you to keep your awareness on your breath as you inhale and exhale. Continuing to inhale deeply and exhale completely. Someone said to me after class, I just can't turn my thoughts off. And I said, perfect. You're doing it right. We don't turn them off. We use our practice to train ourselves. And Judith says it like this. I love it. She says, you know, the thoughts are going to come and they're going to go. And she's like, but don't dance away with them. It's like, oh, because that's the monkey, right? The monkey's like, what's for dinner? What's next? But really luxuriating in this present moment with you, with each other, in this space and time. It reminds me how grateful I am for this opportunity. Becoming aware of our opportunity to receive one more full round of breath here. Go ahead and inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Did the cameraman too? It's the chair. Do you know, it's okay. Oh my gosh, that's the best blooper reel ever. The chair goes. Sure. Well, you can't replicate it.
I moved this way and then I made this up.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, where were we? We're having too much fun. I don't laugh at my students when they teach in class. It's kind of like, you know, it's like you're, as a yoga teacher, you're like, yeah, like we got it in there. So speaking of that, Meg, I'm going to ask you to come to lie flat on your back. Make sure that your strap is handy and maybe a block. And we are going to do a little more stretching. It's my favorite. It's my jam. So for those of you who are arriving on your back, I'm going to invite you to take the palms of your hands underneath the back of your head. And I want you to feel that occipital. You feel that bump So go ahead and pick your head up just slightly off the ground and then lay it back down. See if you can create even a millimeter more of length there in that cervical spine. Do you feel that kind of tractioning that happens? Go ahead and release your hands. And then drawing your hands to heart center, bring your elbows up and tune into the space between your shoulder blades and your spine. Give a little twist, really ground here. And maybe you can't. You know, for some of us, our backs are really tight and tense. But just take an opportunity to see if there's anything you can soften, anything you can lengthen, anything you can invite to release. So you reach your hands down by your sides. I'm going to invite you to bend into your knees and place the soles of the feet on the earth. And we're not, for those of you who know bridge pose, we are not rising into bridge pose. We're doing the same thing in the lumbar region or the low back region of the spine, but as we did with our neck. So go ahead and pick yourself up, exactly, maybe an inch off the ground, and then set that tailbone back down. See if you can create any space or any length in the back body. But, you know, we're still early in our practice. We've taken our time to get here, but then just begin to notice the earth beneath you. Now you've got a couple of options. Keeping the knees bent is the best way to support the low back. But if you want to explore the feeling of extending long through the left leg and long through the right, you can go ahead and lay flat. But again, low back calls the shots. So take a moment as you arrive here to point your toes and flex and point and flex. Now, can you bend into your right knee? Place the sole of the foot on the earth to start. And now we're going to invite that right knee in for a hug. Great. And this is a wind relieving pose. I love this one. So we can do this seated as well. A couple of ways to do it seated. You can simply invite that knee up, or you can use a strap underneath the foot to help invite that knee up. Maybe if I had a footstool. Now, for those of you on the earth, and for those of you seated, I want you to tune into your breath. As you inhale, relax your grip, relax your belly, full deep breath. As you exhale, draw that, knee in towards your chest. Inhale, belly soft, grip soft. Exhale, draw that knee in towards your chest. And what this is doing, this gentle leverage in the hip is lubricating that joint. So really allow it to move. Inhale, really soften it up, move it. Exhale, draw it deep. One more round just like this. And this time as you exhale, releasing the breath, draw that knee in and hold it. Find that edge, find that stretch, soften your neck, soften your shoulders. And now tuning into the extended left leg, keeping those toes flexed towards your nose, go ahead and reach that left heel away. Then you arrive. You arrive in your posture. With your eyes closed and tuned into your breath, you use that breath to soften the areas of your body that are experiencing tension, resistance, that gentle tension line we seek. As you exhale, enjoy the residue. Becoming aware of our opportunity to receive one last full round of breath. As you exhale, Release your right hand down to the earth beside you. We're going to use that left hand to draw that right knee across your body. So go ahead and draw it right over, rolling onto the left hip. We have a nice stretch here. Do you have visibility into this stretch?
Can't see the end of her knee, but
You can't see the end. Can you see her spine?
yeah.
Okay, great. So once you let the low body land, then I want you to, this is the priority, right? We did this stretch, we see it happening. Now Megan can decide if she wants to leave her right hand where it is, if she wants to reach her right hand towards the right and continue her gaze towards the right if that completes her twist, or any point in between, because success leaves clues. And when we find tension in our body, in my class, we explore that tension with ease. But when we find a sensation of pleasure, of that really juicy stretch, that is the one that's right and good for you. And we go all in here. So I just want you to keep that balance in mind, because yoga saved my life. I'll tell you that story another day. But it was power yoga that saved my life. And yet it is the soft, slow, subtle body practices that I think made the biggest change in my lifestyle. Because one of the things I learned through my yoga training was the power and the need of our body's requirement to rest, to digest. So I didn't realize I was operating in fight or flight all the time. I just thought I was a producer, that I got shit done. Oh, you can't say shit in the yoga studio. Or in front of your kids. Oh, blooper reel. Poop. God, I'm the worst mother and yoga teacher ever. Beep. Cut. Where was I? You don't even remember, you're not even paying attention. I don't know either. Your ability to rest and digest. I thought I was just getting stuff done. And the truth is, like, our bodies are wired to protect us, but we don't have the tigers chasing us, right? So coming out of that stress really allows a much, much deeper level of healing. So it is my passion to teach soft, slow, subtle body yoga so that you can relax and unwind, because you're a producer too. So coming back into this supine twist. Meg, with your next breath, I'm going to invite you to return your gaze towards the sky. And then as you exhale, slowly unwind, drawing that right knee back through center. Bring it in for a hug one more time. And maybe you take that knee and do a couple of circles in one direction. And then the other. And we can do hip circles seated. They're really good. Really, we could probably do a leg cross too, but unpracticed at videotaping. Coming back to center, I'm going to invite you to go into a half happy baby. So Meg knows what this is. She's going to bend that knee towards her right armpit. Her hand is going to come in to, I like the inside of the instep or the big toe. But this can feel impossible if we are tight in our hips, or super accessible if you're hypoflexible. So I want you to be aware of both of those ends of the spectrum. So the alignment that I'm looking for is actually, draw this knee back towards your, perfect. And now the knee and the heel are aligned. Is that a stretch? Do you want your strap? You want to move your hand to the other side? It's your yoga. You do what feels, that looks like it's better for you. So I just meant for me, the instep or the big toe. For you, that this is clearly more comfortable. I can see it in your face. So for those of you who are practicing with us at home, if this is not accessible, you take your scarf or your strap and you go ahead, and I want to make sure that you can be soft in your neck and your shoulders, because when we're working too hard and we're creating strain in other parts of the body, we're not fully honoring our body's need for practice. So go ahead and take one more breath here. Are you done? No? Okay. And then we'll release the strap. Or actually, you know what? No, keep the strap. Everybody keep the strap. Go ahead and extend high. Can you extend high? Now, this is awesome that you're able to keep that left leg long. That would not be accessible for me or a lot of people. So go ahead and bend into the left knee just to show, because this is a lot. Asking this foot to extend, straightening the skin at the back of the knee basket, keep it coming. Yep, beautiful. Keeping those toes flexed, heel towards the sky. Her leg is really long and it's working. Can you feel it working? Yeah, see, again, much like our keep everything awake and alive, the leg is alive and active. Micro bend in the knee, but really working without the stress of the weight on the body. We're extending long through this stretch. So bending into the knee supports the low back. And if you'd like to go back down into the extended left leg, you're welcome to do that. Take whatever you like. But soften your neck. Soften your shoulders. Softening your cheeks. Finding some relaxation here. Will you hand me your strap since I handed you mine? It's right, so it's right there. So for those of us who are in the chair, we can take that strap or that scarf and we also are extending. So I don't generally wear shoes to practice, but because I have to wear my dork boot, here we are. So inhale, big deep breath. Meg, as we exhale, we're gonna open that hip out to the side. So you're gonna let that leg extend long, dropping out to the right. You're keeping that, yep, strap in the right hand. Nope, not half happy baby, extended. Yep, and just come towards me. Yep, we're just opening out. Yep, very good. And as you arrive in these moments of stillness, again, soften. Inviting the tiny muscles that support your face to relax. Noticing the areas, the muscles that are working to support you, inviting your breath here. We'll take one more big deep breath here. As you exhale, come back through center. We're going to take the straps now in the left hand. Keep that foot going towards the left. And again, we're not rolling around. We're not going very far. We're keeping the hips square. You're grounded and firm. Perfect. But just feel, do you feel the stretch? Beautiful. Yeah, so you're looking for that gentle tension line we call stretch. And then you're using that breath to deliver ease where your body is exerting effort. Let's take one more big deep breath here. As you exhale, softly come back to center. We can go ahead and release the strap. You can leave it off to the side. Very nice. Extending long through the left leg, long through the right. Reach both hands overhead. Let's stretch as long as we can from the tips of our fingers to the tips of our toes. Every muscle awake and alive. As you exhale, relax and release. Inhale, stretch long and strong. Every muscle awake and alive. Really, really stretch it. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it, stretch. Exhale, relax, and release. This this time, we're going to invite the left knee in for a hug. And as we begin to work at the leverage of that hip, we inhale, soften the grip. Belly softens, full deep breath. Exhale, draw that knee in close. Inhale, belly soft, grip soft. Big breath. Exhale and draw that knee in close. Continuing to work with your breath, that gentle leverage, again, happening at the hip is inviting lubrication. So even though it might seem easy or boring, again, keep that attention here. Stay with it. Understand what it's delivering to you. And be patient. Actually, Judith says there's no such thing as patience. You're either content or you're not. I like that. So take one more big deep breath in. Soften the grip, soften the belly. Exhale, deepest stretch yet, and stay. Flexing both sets of toes towards your nose. Now we tune into that extended right leg. Send that right heel away. Notice the deepening of the sensation of the stretch. Enjoy these moments of quiet, calm, body awareness. Receiving one last full round of breath here. We release the left hand as you exhale. Let's take that right hand, welcoming the left knee across our body, roll right onto that right hip. Now, it's very easy for Megan to find the earth. For some of us, we need a block or a bolster or pillows, maybe a rolled blanket will bring the earth closer. Because that's, the point is not necessarily getting all the way there. It's finding your edge and supporting your edge. So when your body doesn't find the earth naturally, draw the earth closer to you with, any measure of things, your props. So as her low body lands, she's found her twist. She gets to decide, does that left hand extend long to the left? And does her gaze continue in that direction to complete her twist? For those of us who are seated, the option of having the hand on the knee really draws that sensation into the glutes. Levering my hand behind my back draws that sensation into the twist. Again, we're like he's treasure hunting, looking for that juicy spot where you can tap into some of those areas of tension and invite your breath to deliver softness. Becoming aware of our opportunity to receive a full round of breath. With your next inhalation, your gaze returns towards the sky to neutralize your neck. And then drawing that left knee back through center. Reaching in and holding it tight one more time. When you're ready, we'll reach up for half happy baby. And an opportunity to notice that the left side and the right side body can have very different needs, very different expressions of the very same posture. Again, not just left and right side, from day to day, practice to practice. Just tune in to your body here now. Aligning that heel with your knee and drawing that knee towards the armpits. Feeling the sensation. Let's take a couple of breaths together. As you inhale, we're not moving at all. You're going to pull on your hand and push on your foot. And as you exhale, relax, but stay in the posture. Inhale, pull on your hand, push on your foot, activate. And then relax. And one more time. Let's grab the strap just to your, or here, take this one, take yours back. We're gonna extend that foot towards this guy. Wait, I need the other one. I need A1. Strap switcheroo. Dork boot forward. We're gonna extend long. And again, straightening the skin at the back of the knee basket, flexing the toes towards the nose. We don't have the weight of the body here, but we don't ever want to overextend the knee in the wrong direction. We just really want to get into the length of that back leg. So go for it. You have much less risk here. Meg, do you want that strap on the mound? The flesh? Yeah, I'm going to move that. Yes. There you go. Does that feel better? Yeah. So the mound of your foot, so under that great toe, like the palm of your foot. I don't know. What is that? This is my anatomy showing. Okay, well, anyway, it does lever a little bit better. If it's on the instep, like with this scarf, you can't tell because I have a shoe, it's displacing all of the pressure. But on the bottom of a foot, this mound of flesh just below the toes is really where you want to keep that strap. And then again, extending long. If you want to bend into this right leg, go ahead and bend into it. It's okay. And yep, beautiful. And you can lever back towards my hand if you want to. Yeah. Does that help a little bit? There's some tightness in that hip. How's that feel? That looks more natural to me. When you can smile, that's a little better. Let's start with smile and then go deeper. I know you're a super athlete. You're always going for it. So let's take a big deep breath here. And then we're going to open that left hip out to the left. So go ahead and take it as far as you like. And I'm going to encourage you not to race towards the earth, because some of you, hyper-flexible hips, you know who you are, I know who you are, you come to my class, you race for the ground, I know who you are. For people with hyper-flexibility, we want to strengthen. We want to strengthen, so come back, because we don't want to dislocate. That's like, again, counterproductive. So just come back and be in a middle ground. And allow a middle ground to be enough, but keep that awake, alive activation, just like we did with our hands, in the entire low body, from the hip through the back leg, all the way out through the heel. Keep that energetic line, that tension line. Receive one more full deep breath here. And then coming back through center. You may want to extend this right leg if you can. We're going to come over towards me. So bringing that left leg over now to the right. Keeping it in line with the hip. Very nice. Very nice. Is it too much? Because again, your body is your best guide. I like to use that breath just as we have in all of our stretches to explore my edge. And then an opportunity to receive one full round of breath here at the depth of your stretch. We'll inhale and exhale. Coming back through center. Very nice. This time I'm going to invite you to draw this left foot up into your strap. Yeah, we're just going to take a moment here in Viparita Karani. This is my favorite posture of all time. My yogi sister Kim Del Santo, she taught this in our yoga teacher training. We had to, like first weekend, teach a posture. She taught Viparita Karani, waterfall, and I was like, oh, this, I thought mine was the best pose ever, but hers is definitely the best pose ever. I don't even remember, I think I taught Bhujangasana or something, which I know how to teach way better now. We'll do that in another class. So this is your immediate antidote for insomnia. This is a restorative posture. So this is one way to do it. I want to show a couple of different ways to do it if you don't mind, Meg. So go ahead and take the strap off, and we're going to do once on a block. So I'm going to show you guys bridge pose. Why don't we go through bridge pose, and then so Megan's going to walk her heels back towards her bottom and reach your fingers down. Maybe you can brush your heels, maybe you can't, maybe your anatomy doesn't allow for that. But I want you to tuck your shoulders slightly. Yep, and then inhale, reach and rise your pelvis high off the ground. Yep, beautiful. You'll feel that length and extension happening here through the quadricep muscles. Why don't you exhale, take the slow elevator down each vertebrae, one at a time. Our core really engages to support us, so the slowest elevator wins the core workout award. All right, this time as we inhale, reach and rise your pelvis high, I want you to slide that block under your sacrum. And your sacrum is that triangular bone at the base of your spine just above your coccyx. So a lot of people will put the block or the bolster in the curve of their back, this like lumbar region of the spine, but your sacrum is actually low. You might have a dimple there, but come on down. Does that feel supportive? If it feels pinchy, it's very likely that it's too high or it's too hard. So you may need a softer block, a blanket, or a bolster. You want a bolster? Bolster is my favorite. Let's use a bolster. Just do it. We have them. How lucky are we? Okay, inhale. This takes a little bit more from your bridge. Yeah, so the cool part about having the support of your sacrum is that you don't have to work so hard. So go ahead and put your feet up towards the sky, Viparita Karani. Way easier. You don't even have a strap, right? It's incredible. So softening your practice. If I can impart anything at all from my passion for the yoga that's healed my life, it's soften your practice. Bring in a bolster. Bring in a pillow. Props are not crutches. They enhance your practice. And the more awake and aware you can remain in your body, the more you can release and relinquish yourself to the softness of your props, the more comfort you'll find, the less anxiety, the less stress. This is the antidote. So we're not going to demonstrate it today because I have no idea where we'll do it. We'll do it another time. But this is also called legs of the wall. And so you can do it at home, you can do it anywhere, and just imagine Meg here extended long and supported by the wall. We'll do a wall class. That's my favorite. We'll do a wall. We'll video a wall class. That's coming at you. So let's take a couple more minutes. Point and flex, and point and flex. Do a couple of circles in one direction. Yeah. And then the other. Yeah, see, I like it from the hip. You're initiating that movement from the hip. That's really good. Come back to center, initiate it from the toes. Totally different muscles, right? You're gonna go, what in the heck is this? This is the worst. Susie Tuesday did this in class. Come back to center, initiate from the heels. I know! You're like, oh, that's what happened to me. Try it though. It's so weird. It's very weird. I don't know why it's like, it's just because we initiate from the hips or we initiate from the toes, but the heels are like totally, I had like a little disconnect anyway. Beautiful. Nice job. So take one more big deep breath here. There's so many benefits to this posture. I won't get into them today. We'll get into them when we do the wall class because I just love it so much. When you're ready, we're gonna bend into the knees, lowering the soles of the feet to the earth. And we're gonna prepare for Shavasana. That's what we all come to yoga for. So Meg, I'm gonna have you press your pelvis towards the sky. Inhale, reach and rise your pelvis high. Roll that bolster under your knees. No, just roll it right down under your knees. Yes, perfect. Yep. And then I am going to use your blanket, but I'm gonna give you a soft one and use your blanket to demonstrate. So. Got it? Is that comfortable? Yeah. Great. So go ahead and close your eyes. So for those of you who are working at home, this is a blanket folded in Tadasana. And you're gonna take, or a standard studio fold, you're gonna take that blanket, and although these edges are like wonky, and like the OCD part of me is like, no, they must be straight. Nope, we're gonna leave them wonky, and you're gonna lay your head right here, okay? So this is your head, and you're gonna tuck these corners under slightly. And what that's gonna do is it's going to allow for your forehead to be slightly higher than your chin. So lengthening a little bit in the back, allowing that space below the occipital to rest, to be supported. And I'm gonna use this blanket to create a little weight for Megan. Is that okay? Is that enough? Mm-hmm. Great. Because in these stressful times, take comfort in the little things. So take your time here to find a posture where you can best relax and release. I invite you to close your eyes. And before we release completely, tune back into that third eye center. The gaze is firm and strong. And then relax your eyes. Relax your eyelids. Soften your brow. Take a moment to unlock your jaw. And allow your tongue to rest behind your front teeth. Feel the weight of your head resting heavy on the earth. Supported, grounded, sinking deeper. Feel the weight of your entire body resting on the earth. Heavy, sinking, melting deeper. Feel the weight of your hips resting heavy on the earth. Supported, grounded, deeply relaxed. And as you release the weight of your body to the earth. Call your awareness to heart center. Allow your awareness to rest light in love and gratitude as your body sinks deeply into Shavasana. deeply, calling awareness back to your breath. Begin to notice the sensation of your inhalation and your exhalation. We softly start to wiggle our fingers and our toes. Rotating our wrists in one direction and the other. As best you can, staying inside, allowing your props to fall where they may. Go ahead and roll onto the earth, onto your right side. Cradle your head and your arm, and draw your knees in close. As you stay a moment longer, supported by the earth, supported by your breath. Supported by your practice. When you're ready, with great ease, we'll use our top arm to gently press ourselves up and return to our seated posture. When you find yourself in your seat, returning to your breath, call your hands to heart center, your awareness back to that intention for which you set for yourself and your practice today. Inhale deeply, sending that intention, that prayer for yourself and humanity to every cell in your being. As you exhale, may it always be so. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you love and be loved without condition from the inherent light that abides within you, each and every one of you. Namaste, beautiful yogis.
Namaste.
Thank you. See you soon.